how to create a template in Aweber so that you don't have to continue to reformat every email that you do. Hi, I'm Ellie Walsh, ellieandcarol.com. And I just did a video talking about how a format really should be for an email. So if you didn't see that video, go on over to our blog, ellieandcarol.com, and find that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I will put the link to it here in this description. So I'm in my Aweber account. And let's just say we're going to go in and create a message. Oops, sorry. You have to click that drag and drop email filter. And that's the one I use, drag and drop. Now, plain text, most people's email programs now, all of them really read HTML, and I don't do HTML. So drag and drop is really the space that you can create a template and not have to know HTML. So this opened up here as plain left aligned. If it doesn't, let's just show you this. Go into templates, unclick this, and then pick here plain. Now this shows center aligned. I don't like center aligned. Again, the way people read, left align it. So if you click right here, it goes to plain left align. And then come down and click apply. So we're not going to add, oops, I did that wrong. Let me bring this up. We're not going to add a subject right now because we're going to create a template for you to use. You see that tiny font? We talked about that in the first video, and I don't use this first name, this personalization. You can if you want. For me, not all of our forms ask for a name. Not everybody puts a name. So sometimes it says, hi, no name. That's not cool, right? But, you know, that's a choice. You do what you want to do there. I back that out. I take all of this, and I'm going to change that font. Now, you can use Arial. I have a tendency to use Tahoma. I like Tribuch, if I'm saying that right. I don't know. But it sometimes breaks up. And Verdana is a nice font also. So that's a personal choice. I use Tahoma. I'm going to use it. And I use size 16. And I left this here so you can see the size. That's why I didn't take this out yet. I like that size. Now remember my email that I showed you before. Yeah, I'll show you here. And this is Tahoma 16. So let me come back to Aweber. And then I'm going to take that out. Oops. I'm going to take that out. You see the font size changed? Okay, so go back up to high. There's Tahoma shows. And now hit enter a couple of times. Make sure Tahoma stays there. Now, if you start it the same way all the time, go ahead and add that in here because we're making a template for you. The next thing I add, because that's going to be the body, and I don't have to make it as long as it's going to be. That's going to be the body of the email. I'm going to put an image. I'm going to put it in here. And if you see, they start out center. They start out center. This carried over. You always want to link. You always want to link in your images. Send them to your blog. Send them to your Facebook page. People click images. Even if you don't say for them to click them, they click them. Let me add an image in here just so we can see. And I'm not going to use, I don't have to upload. I'm going to go to image gallery. But I'm going to go to one of my images because these are big. I do images between 400 and 500 pixels wide. And I'll show you. Oops, so there it was. This is the image I've been using right now. It's Carol and I, because I just want to show you what happens here. So there's the image. I'm going to tell it, oh, alt, let's add alt. Here's what I say, turn your images on. Because you can have them turned off in your email program. And what will happen is when this email shows up, it's going to say there, turn your images on. Now, either they know how to turn their images on and they do it, or they click it. And if you have your link in there, they're going over to your blog or your Facebook page, wherever you were putting them. So it's to your advantages. Turn your images on. And I like my images left aligned. All right, to the left. Remember, this is how I'm blocking because of the way people read. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it left. And then I add a PS, right? We're also going to add a signature file, and we're also going to add that legal blurb that we talked about. But you see what happens when I go to add the paragraph? It goes there when you delete it. Let's go back here. Let's center it. Oh, that's funny. There it is. And then let's grab the paragraph. I'm just going to show you. Add it in here. And this is where I would normally put my PS, right? And I usually bold it. But, and then I don't bold the rest. So then let's say I type whatever I type. I probably go that far. Obviously, these are not words. And you go, okay, but wait a minute, I wanted that image left aligned. Watch, I'm going to show you what happens. Because this is made to word wrap. I went nuts at one point trying to figure out how to change this. Put it back to center. And here's what you need to do. Delete this rest. So don't do this. I was just showing you what happens. When you put the image in, and I click it, do you see this black box that shows up when I come away from it? Here, when I click, you see this black box that shows up? Make sure it's the image that the blue line is around. And this last one here with the dotted line and the plus sign, add row. Click that. Okay, now go get your paragraph, put it in there. Put it right in that add row. I make my PS here. I usually bold my PS. And then I'm just going to put a bunch. Oh, and I don't usually bold all of this, so you could unbold it. Unbold it. Now, let's come over to the image. Now we tell it left aligned. This stays here. Also left aligned. In essence, it's left aligned. It's not going to come in here. You have to add that row after the image. Let me delete this paragraph. And this doesn't, oh, and how you delete this is here. So the little black box comes up, you delete it here. Normally when you add an image, it's going to show up like that, centered. Click it, go to the black box, tell it add row. Now, add your paragraph. Right in it. Make sure it goes in it. So put your PS. Maybe you'll, do I always use the PS? Most of the time. Not 100% always though. And then I just want to see. So I wouldn't do that. So I'm creating a template. So let's leave it there. Make a few spaces. Grab another paragraph. Stick it underneath the PS. That's for my signature. So what is your signature? I put my name in here actually. Oh, and let's make sure this is left aligned. Sorry. There. So we just click the image, left align it. Here's your PS. Here's the next spot for your signature. You can say, visit me at my blog. Visit me at Facebook. Call me at Here's my email. Okay, I don't actually say it like this, but I'm going to put your email. So here we want to make, I want this left aligned there. Here's we want to make this word blog. We're going to come up and make it a link. We're going to get this in now. So our blog is ellieandcarol.com. Make sure the little green arrow comes up. We're good. Now, I just want you to see something. When I click out of here, see how light that blue is? I don't like it. I wanted a darker blue. So I highlight it. I come up here to text color. And I come down to this deeper blue. So I like that better. Visit me at Facebook. Let's highlight that. Let's add the link. Ellie and Carol, that's our page. Let it turn to the little green check. Say OK. And while it's still highlighted, all right, sometimes it does that. Highlight it again. Come up to text color and click the dark blue. If that's what you want, you can put a phone number. You can put your whatever your signature is, right? We talked about that in the other video. Then I'm going to grab another paragraph, and this is the legal stuff. Now, it is held that Tahoma font, but I don't do Tahoma font in here. So this is the legal stuff, which I would really put the whole legal stuff. I'll show you mine in a minute. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go, I usually go to Arial, and I go to, I think, 13. I would put a couple of spaces here. There's the legal stuff. So we really have a format that's set up for us. I usually say, hey, it's Ellie. And then you would, right now, you don't want to put anything else in here. That's the way I normally start. And if Carol comes in to use it, she just changes the word Ellie to Carol. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. We're actually set up, right? The picture is left aligned. It's going to my blog. I can change that. I could also delete this once I have this saved as a template. So that's what I want to do now. I want to come up here. I want to go to templates. I want to go to my templates. And I want that. Now I want this checked. And I want to name this. So, test template. Whatever you're going to name your template. And tell it. Now here's what's going to happen. A blue box shows up. But for some reason, maybe it's Chrome, you don't see it. I've seen it on other browsers, all right? So keep your eye right here. You're going to see a little blue line show up. I'm going to tell it save as template. See that? See that blue? It's telling me it was saved, even though we can't see it. I know that's a little screwy. And then we're good. It's saved. So I'm just going to cancel out of here right now. I'm not using it right now. You now have a template. So let's go back over. This is silly too. Save it. Let's see if we just go to Aweber, what it does. I don't know if it saved it. It probably did. Let's tell it, okay, create a message. Drag and drop. All right, started with the, after a while, it will start with the last template you used, right? But we're here now. This is that little tiny font that we don't want, but we created a template. So go into templates, uncheck this, go to my templates. Here we called it test template, right? Let's click it. It shows up. Come down to the bottom here, the green apply. And now you can start your email. Put your great headline. We talked about headlines in the first video. Come here so that the Tahoma is showing up, and then start typing. And I make this line as long as it feels right to me. I might go a little further than that. I can tell by eye how long it should be. See, I wouldn't start another, I would come back. Now, you can probably come out to here. That might be a little short. Let's see if I would do it to here. Yeah, I would go to there. I would go to there. I wouldn't go any further than that because we're talking about, again, doing things in blocks. This is already set, right? If you wanted to change the image link, you could. Here we are. Now, bold is on in here. I don't normally write my PS in bold, so just come up. Just come up and change it. And then you can type in here, whatever you're going to type. And now your links are in here to whatever links you put in. Your signature file is all set up. If there's something you wanted to add for this specific email, you could do that. Here's your legal stuff. It is all done. It is much easier, especially this stuff, typing time and time again. If you're happy with the email, oops, you would then come in and tell it, save and exit. Well, I would test it. I shouldn't tell you that because I never save and exit. I always come in then. This is it here. I would tell it preview, so you'll kind of see what it looks like, right? And then send it to yourself. Send a test. Test your links, test your links, test your links. But this is set up. You can use this format time and time again. So I'm just going to exit from here. And I'll delete it. I'll show you mine. Create message, drag and drop. Sometimes Aweber's a little slow. Okay, so because we started with this template, it's showing up again for us, right? The template, my template that I use is in here. I uncheck this. I go to my templates. I gotta find mine. Here it is, here it is. Main. Because I use this really for all my emails. Once I test it, I tell it apply. Once I check it, I mean, choose it. And now I could create an email from here. But this is all, oh, you know what? I didn't realize I do that. I should go in and, oh, I'll show you how to do that. So this is here. It's set to my blog. Here is my signature file. Normally, I do put a PS. Wherever I end it, I give it a few more spaces. So if I end it, and see what happens? Because I went and I clicked around, the font changed. So remember, that can happen unless you come from right here. This is the end of the PS. I changed that before I go there. That stays bold. I could, again, go in and correct that. And so I usually leave a space then, which then goes down to my signature, which then goes down to the legality stuff, right? Again, it's a smaller, let's see. I had to keep it at Tahoma, but I made it Tahoma 14. I didn't even know. So that you see that. You can make it another font if you want. You want to make it smaller. We don't have to be screaming. So you creating an email right here. If I decided this is a great email. Actually, people probably open this one, okay? If you decided, oh, I don't really want that picture in there, you can delete it. You can take the image out. Because we're not touching the template now. We're just touching this particular email. The template still has the image in it. So well, what you really should be doing is going over and telling it save, which is blue on the bottom. Aweber's slow tonight. And then preview and test. And you would test it, but it's gone here. And then just save and exit. It's the green down at the bottom. That'll bring you here. You can go back in and you can edit it from here. I'm going to delete it. But I didn't change the, here's another one I need to delete. I didn't change, I just changed that email. If I go back in again, I should open up to the same template I just used. Come on, Aweber. And sure I did. This template I use I mean, I have several different lists, but I use this template all the time. And I can change that image sporadically, or I could go in and make changes. When you're at home, go to messages, go down to email template manager. Now, unless you have a lot of templates, you're not going to see all this that I'm seeing. Here is my main email. Where's the one we just created? I think it's all the way down here. Yes, here's the test template. But you can delete it here, or you can come in here and say, oh, I forgot to add my email address. So come in and do it through in the template. You can come in and add it, and then save it, and you would be fine. It would save it. Save is down at the bottom. Okay, I hope this helps. If you didn't see the first video about formatting and block style, keeping it kind of vertically blocked and horizontally in chunks, blocked and in chunks, go see that. I'll leave that here in the description somewhere, or you're at the blog and you're already seeing both of them. If you got value from this, please share this with your friends, and please let me know. Leave me a comment here, or if you're over at YouTube, or come and visit Carol and I over at facebook.com/Ellie and Carol. I hope this is really helpful to you. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. Have a fabulous night.